chance. They make you wanna take it, take it, take it, take it, take it, take it. That's why make music. That's damnation. Damnation in France. That's Willa May. Warm cookies. If you're doing it professionally. WDM Nation Media. Think Tim. Tell me what you think about that. Wearing all the hats, curator of the undefined, speaker of the funk, driver of the car, the one who told you you could be what you want. Whatever you want, you can be a star. We're talking to you. WDMN, Willa May, Big Tim, Damnation. We are talking to you. Peace and be well.
There are things you tell people, and then there are things you tell yourself. Those are not always the same things. The things you tell people are polished, clean, presentable, socially acceptable. I'm working on something. I got some music coming, just staying consistent, trying to stay creative, cute. But the things you tell yourself, those are the dangerous ones. That's the real conversation. That's the one that happens at 2 a.m. when the headphones are still on. The session is still open, the coffee is cold, your back hurts, your eyes are dry, and you've listened to the same 16 bars so many times you can't tell if it's genius or garbage. That's when it starts. That voice, that private roommate in your head, not the one paying bills, the other one, the one sitting in the dark with opinions, the one saying, this might be the one. 5 minutes later, nobody's gonna care. 10 minutes after, that, you should scrap it. Then somehow, right after that, this might be the best thing you've ever made. Creative people live there, in that space, that courtroom, that interrogation room, that boxing match, that marriage counseling session between ambition and insecurity. And if you're creating alone, it gets louder, because there's nobody there to interrupt you. Nobody to say, nah, keep that part. Nobody to tell you the hook is strong. Nobody to tell you the verse is weak. Nobody to tell you to stop overthinking. It's just you and the things you tell yourself. That's why this episode matters. Because I don't think enough people talk about it. Everybody talks about the finished product. Everybody talks about streams, placements, followers, algorithms, publishing, sync, money, exposure, credit, opportunity. But nobody talks enough about the private machinery that creates all of it, the self-conversation. That weird little invisible machine inside the artist. Because before the song becomes a song, it was a thought. Before the thought became lyrics, it was a feeling. Before the feeling became action, it was permission. And who gave you permission? You. Nobody gave it to you. You gave it to yourself. That's the audacity of creativity. To sit in an empty room and tell yourself, what I'm about to make matters. That's insane. Necessary, but insane. Because making music is one of the strangest things a human being can do. Think about it. You're taking silence and trying to turn it into emotion. You're taking invisible ideas and trying to make them tangible. Trying to create something from absolutely nothing. That's wizard behavior. That's alchemy. That's mental illness with rhythm. And the wild part is, the second you release it, it belongs to everybody else. They judge it, they compare it, they measure it, they dissect it. They place it against everything they've ever loved. And you knew that before you made it, yet you made it anyway. Why? Because of the things you told yourself. Maybe you told yourself, this can compete. Maybe I got something to say. Maybe this one could change everything. Maybe if I keep going long enough, somebody's gonna hear it. Or maybe the darkest one of all. If they don't hear it, I still have to make it. That's the one right there. That's the addiction. That's the burden. That's the freedom. That's the reason. And I've been thinking about that a lot lately, especially in a world where technology keeps removing excuses. Back in the day, you needed studios, big ones, expensive ones, tape machines, engineers, musicians, time, money, space, permission. Now, laptop, interface, headphones, software, internet, done. Matter of fact, now you don't even need half of that. You've got AI, you've got digital players, you've got vocal software, session drummers, session bassists, mastering assistants, stem splitters, chord generators, whole orchestras living inside a hard drive. And somehow, with all that access, people still hesitate. Why? Because technology didn't remove the biggest obstacle. It never does. The biggest obstacle is still the things you tell yourself. I'm not ready. It's not good enough. I need better equipment. I need more followers. I need the right cosign. I need more time. No. Sometimes you just need less lying. That's what this episode is about. The lies, the truths, the negotiations, the delusions, the confidence, the fear, the stories, the private mythology every creative builds just to keep moving. Because make no mistake, every successful artist you admire had those conversations too. Prince had them. And Prince said something I always respected once the record was made. His job was done. That's heavy. Not because marketing didn't matter, not because business didn't matter, but because the creative act had ended, the truth had already been spoken. Everything after that belonged to another machine, and Prince fought that machine hard. That's why he wrote slave on his face. That wasn't branding. That was testimony. That was a man saying, I create faster than you can monetize. That's a dangerous person. That's freedom. And freedom terrifies systems. Because systems like predictability, schedules, rollouts, release calendars, budgets, control, but creativity doesn't care. It moves when it moves. It speaks when it speaks. It shows up uninvited. That's why so many great producers worked in teams. Quincy Jones, Teddy Riley, Sean Combs and the Hitman, Smokey Robinson, Jack Antonoff, Julia Michaels, Tommy Brown, Billie Eilish, and Finneas O'Connell. Some built empires with rooms full of people. Some built worlds with one sibling and a bedroom. Different setups, same engine, the belief, the story they told themselves, that they could, that it mattered, that it was worth finishing. And that's the question today. Not can you make music, not will it sell, not will you get signed, not will you go viral. The question is much simpler, much more uncomfortable. What are you telling yourself while you're making it? Because whatever that answer is, it might explain your whole career. And if that sounds dramatic, good. Art is dramatic. That's why we're here. Let's talk about it.
Yes, it's rather ironic how symmetry keeps things together. Open up my wardrobe, you'll find absolutely no leather. Canvas tennis shoes, 2 fresh pairs every summer. A handful of clever outfits and an umbrella for the weather. I spend a little time scrolling through my phone. I can navigate a crowded room, but I'd rather be alone. I take absurdly long showers, occasionally draw a bath, find something unintentionally funny, hoping somebody makes me laugh. My girlfriend tells me often I'm an unusual persona. Hope she didn't take offense when I say hard pass. I'm not gonna. Of expectations people carry just to satisfy the drama. She's a high fashion runway darling, I'm a comfortable comma. She's designed for center stage and all the flash photography. I'm attractive too, I suppose, but solitude looks good on me. Tell me a little something about you. Hello, how do you do? A little something about me. Ta-ta for now, you see. I don't look through those glasses. Ignorance is bliss, she left me some passes. Yeah, I get in, got front row seats. It's an amusing take, slightly offbeat. I don't think the world revolves around me. I got 24 numbers in my phone, that's overcrowding. Honestly, leave me a message, I'll get back to you. That's an amusing take, if you really think it through. If I wore a cape to keep me warm at night, it would elevate the aesthetic. Would that make things right? If I told you I preferred iced coffee over milk, I might share a secret. My cape would be lined with silk. I tend not to discuss politics these days, at least that's what I tell people, just to hear what they'll say. They become philosophers instantly if they think you don't care. I take meticulous notes, but resentment feels unfair. I know every name in the room, every motive in the air. I simply choose my battles and conserve my wear and tear. I don't care if you love me or perceive the world I do. I don't care if you like me, though I pretend I want you to. All I really seek is a little peace of mind. Nothing grand or revolutionary, just some quiet in my time. Peace of mind, a little peace of mind. Tell me a little something about you. Hello, how do you do? A little something about me. Ta-ta for now, you see. I don't look through those glasses. Ignorance is bliss, she left me some passes. Yeah, I get in, got front row seats. It's an amusing take, slightly offbeat. I don't think the world revolves around me. I've got 24 numbers in my phone, that's overcrowding. Honestly, leave me a message, I'll get back to you. That's an amusing take, if you really think it through. Amusing take. Amusing take. It's not that I don't notice, it's that I notice everything.
think every artist has to be delusional. Not dangerous delusional. Not the government is in my toaster delusional. I mean, creatively delusional. The kind of delusion that makes a person look at absolutely nothing and say, I can make something out of this. Because let's be honest, that's what art is. It's the audacity to believe your thoughts deserve form, that your feelings deserve shape, that your ideas deserve space in a world already overcrowded with everybody else's noise. Think about how strange that really is. A painter looks at a blank canvas and sees a finished image before the brush ever touches it. A writer stares at an empty page and somehow sees a whole story buried in white space. A songwriter hears silence and thinks, give me a minute. I can turn this into something people might cry to in traffic. That's delusion. Beautiful delusion. And the funny part is we train that out of people early. Real early. Preschool. Early. Art class. Early. That's where it starts. They hand you paper, crayons, markers, maybe some construction paper if the budget was right. Then you draw your circle. But if your circle isn't round enough, somebody tells you it's not a circle. Draw a square, but if the lines don't connect right, it's wrong. Stay inside the lines. Follow the rules. Color where you're told. Shape it the way we recognize it. And right there, that's the beginning of conformity. That's the beginning of learning that your vision has to match everybody else's understanding. But art doesn't work like that. In real creativity, maybe the circle is crooked on purpose. Maybe the square is bent because life bent it. Maybe the colors don't belong there, but they feel right there. That's the difference between education and expression. Education teaches you structure. Art teaches you when structure deserves to be broken. And music. Music might be the wildest version of that, because there's technically rules, time signatures, key signatures, theory, arrangement, dynamics, verse, chorus, bridge, resolution, tension, release, all these neat little boxes. But then somebody, like Prince, comes along and says, what if I ignore half of that? And suddenly the world changes. That's the thing about creators. They have to believe their crooked circle still matters. That's the internal conversation. That's the delusion. Because if you don't believe your strange little idea has value, why would anybody else? And that's where people get uncomfortable. Confidence scares people, especially creative. Confidence, because there's a fine line between confidence and arrogance, and people love deciding for you where that line is. You say, I think this song is incredible, and suddenly somebody's looking at you like you just crowned yourself king of the moon. But here's the truth. If you don't believe in your work, who's supposed to? The algorithm. Your cousin who never clicked. The link. Some random A&R buried under 6,000 submissions. No, it starts with you. That private agreement you make with yourself. This matters. And it doesn't have to matter to the whole world. That's another lie people tell themselves. People think if it's not massive, it's meaningless. If it's not viral, it failed. If it doesn't chart, it didn't count. That's insanity. That's like planting a tree and being mad it didn't become a forest overnight. Creative work has weight, simply because it exists. That's something people forget. Most people consume, few create, and there's a huge difference. Most people watch movies, Some write them. Most people listen to songs. Some build them. Most people admire paintings. Some stare at a blank wall and start pulling images out of their own skull. That's not normal behavior. That's creative behavior. And creators spent a lot of time apologizing for it. Why? Why apologize for making something? That's like a bird apologizing for flying. It's what you do, and the longer you do it, the stranger your self-talk becomes. Because at first, it's innocent. I hope people like this. Then later, ... double quotes. I think people will like this. Then later ... double quotes. I know this is good. And then, if you survive long enough ... I don't care if they get it right now. That's evolution. That's where real artists start separating from hobbyists. Because hobbyists usually need approval to continue. Artists continue, whether the approval comes or not. That's why somebody like Quincy Jones could spend decades shaping music across genres, generations, and formats. That's why Teddy Riley could create a whole new swing in rhythm and force the industry to adapt to him. That's why Smokey Robinson could write for entire eras of people who never even knew his fingerprints were on their emotions. They all told themselves something powerful. Not, I hope. I know. That's different. And I think that's the real psychological gap. Hope waits. Knowing moves. Knowing builds. Knowing records. Knowing uploads. Knowing copyright. Stop knowing pitches. Knowing sends the email. Knowing asks for the split. Knowing follows up. That's the practical side of delusion. Because if you really believe what you're making has value, your behavior changes. That's where the business enters. Not before, after. And that's important, because too many people are trying to build business around art they don't even fully believe in yet. That's backwards. The art has to hit you first, convince you first, break you first, move you first, then you move it. That's why I always find it funny when people ask creatives, how do you know when something's done? Truth. Sometimes you don't stop touching it. Sometimes you've changed the snare 17 times. EQ'd the bass until it sounds like soup. Muted and unmuted the background vocals so many times you don't even remember what version one sounded like, and eventually you just tell yourself ... That's another form of delusion to completion. Completion, believing something imperfect is complete. And it has to be. Because if you wait for perfect, you'll die surrounded by unfinished files, hard drives full of almost, folders full of version _final _realfinal. That's the graveyard, and every creator has one. But the brave ones, they release, they let it breathe, they let it fail, they let it live. That's courage, that's madness, that's art. And maybe that's a thing nobody says enough. ... Every piece of art starts with one sentence. Not on paper, in the mind. Something simple, something private, something reckless. I think I can. That's it. That's where it all begins. Not with talent, not with money, not with equipment, not with followers, with belief, and belief, if you hold it long enough, ... starts looking a lot like delusion. Good. Hold on to it. Because the world doesn't need less of that. It needs more.
just for you. Tell the truth. You pull me back, then break me in two. I love the way you look, but I can't stand the way you be. Emotions lost in motion like I'm drowning in the sea. But what can I do, my darling? I still want and need you near. I can't find myself without you, that's my deepest fear. Another lover to give, I give it all. Another lover to give, still taking. How do I live? I could promise you better just to see you smile. I've loved you through every season, I could wait a while, but I swore I wouldn't let you hurt me again. You done it all before, how many times can I change the locks on my front door? Just to give you the key, invite your chaos back in. Maybe I need to go out, find me a brand new friend. Someone who sees me, loves me straight, gives what I give and don't manipulate. I'm not naive, but I'm addicted to you. Addicted, convicted, this ain't healthy, the things you make me do. But how can I lie when I love you more than life itself? I've seen this kind of love, I never felt it like no one else's. It's like a drug that hits too good, a way to break the hold, I really wish I could. You know it, baby, you got me hooked. I tried to get away, but one night's all it took. I was back at that club, the one where it got wild. Music wasn't too loud, but we danced for the crowd. Male, female, rich or broke, didn't matter, they all watched. And your ego, woo, it grew while I stayed lost. I could tell 1,000 stories, things we did, what I seen, but it only makes me want you more and more in between. I promise you I'm gonna break this hole someday, even if I gotta confess to you all my jealous ways. Got me going crazy, straight jacket in place. I want you more and more each time I see you face. Even if it's in my mind, I can't get over you. Addicted to your body and the things you made me do. There's nothing in this world if you're not by my side. Beautiful, lovely loneliness, I have to run and hide. Word can't express all that you mean to me. Painless, sharp like a knife, deeper than the bluest sea. Another lover to give, I know more to give. Another lover to give, still holding on. Another lover to give, but still I live. How do I live? How do I live? Another lover to give. Another lover to give. Another lover to give.
There's a different kind of pressure that comes with creating alone, not lonely. That's different. You can be surrounded by people and still feel creatively isolated. I'm talking about alone on purpose, alone by design, alone because that's how the work gets done. And when you create like that long enough, something strange starts happening. The voice in your head gets stronger, sharper, more defined. It stops being occasional and starts becoming permanent. It becomes part of the workflow, because when there's no team around you, no band, no co-writer, no engineer, no producer behind the glass saying, run that back, the conversation never leaves your head. It just stays there, circulating, repeating, refining, criticizing, encouraging, sabotaging. That's the private conversation. And if you've never built alone, you might not understand how heavy that really is. Because when you're solo, every decision belongs to you. What key, what tempo, what instrument, what lyric, what emotion, what stays, what goes, what gets cut, what gets polished, what gets buried in the mix, what gets pushed to the front. That's not just creativity, that's command. And command gets exhausting because there's no one to blame. If the hook doesn't land, it's you. If the verse feels weak, it's you. If the mix sounds muddy, it's you. If the whole thing falls apart, it's you. And if it's brilliant, still you. That's a lot to carry. People romanticize independence. Everybody loves saying, I did it myself. It sounds good on a t-shirt, looks good in an Instagram caption, feels noble. But the reality, doing it yourself means carrying all the uncertainty yourself too. There's nobody there to split the doubt with, nobody to absorb half the weight. And uncertainty is expensive. Not in money, in energy. That's why rooms matter. That's why production teams matter. That's why writing camps exist. Because when you're in a room with other people, ideas bounce. One person hears something, adds to it, reshapes it, strengthens it. Energy multiplies. That's how a lot of classic records were built. Look at Sean Combs during the Bad Boy era. He famously talked about having multiple rooms running at once. 10 rooms, different producers, different writers, different sessions. That's not one man doing all the work. That's infrastructure. That's an ecosystem. The hitmen weren't just producers. They were extensions of a larger machine, and that's not taking anything away from him. That's actually the point. Even giants need rooms. Even giants need reflection. Even giants need outside perspective. Because creativity can become an echo chamber if left unchecked. That's what makes the solo creator so fascinating. There is no room, there's just the chamber. Your chamber. And inside that chamber, you become everybody. You're the artist. You're the producer. You're the engineer. You're the executive. You're the A&R. You're the audience. You're the therapist. And sometimes, you're the enemy. That's the truth nobody talks about. Sometimes, the person slowing you down is you, not the industry. Not the algorithm, not the market, not your followers, not your resources. You, because of the things you tell yourself. This isn't ready. Nobody asked for this. This sounds too weird. This sounds too familiar. This isn't as good as my last one. This sounds too much like somebody else. This doesn't sound enough like what people want. Look how insane that is. Half of those thoughts contradict each other. And yet somehow, they all feel true in the moment. That's the mental warfare of creating. And it gets deeper the more you do it. 1 song, that's pressure. 10 songs, that's process. 100 songs, that's psychology. 400 songs, that's identity. At that point, you're not dabbling anymore. That's who you are. And when you've made that much, the private conversation changes. It has to. You stop asking, can I do this? That question dies. Now the question becomes, how far can I take this? That's a different kind of thinking. That's evolution. Because after enough repetition, your mind stops debating talent and starts debating scale. Can this reach people? Can this sell? Can this sink? Can this live outside of me? Can this become something bigger than my room? That's when the private conversation starts turning into business. And that's where things get complicated. Because the second your creativity becomes a product, your internal dialogue shifts again. Now you're not just asking if it's good, you're asking if it's useful. Useful for another artist, useful for a placement, useful for a scene, useful for a commercial, useful for somebody else's story. That's where songwriting changes. That's where ghostwriting makes sense. That's where catalog building makes sense. Because not every creator wants attention. That's one of the biggest lies in music. People assume if you make music, you want to be seen. Not true. Some people want ownership. Some want publishing. Some want backend. Some want royalties. Some want to hear their song in a TV show and keep walking through Target like nothing happened. That's a different kind of flex. Invisible money. Invisible fingerprints. Invisible influence. That's power, and honestly, that's where some of the greatest creators have always lived. Smokey Robinson wrote songs that shaped generations. Quincy Jones built entire worlds for other voices. Antonoff continues building emotional architecture behind some of the biggest names in modern pop. Julia Michaels has fingerprints all over songs people scream back without ever realizing she wrote them. That's what solo creators start to understand. Sometimes being the source matters more than being the face. And when you've worked alone long enough, you start realizing something important. Your face isn't the product. The work is. That's liberating and terrifying. Because if the work is the product, then the quality of your private conversation directly affects the quality of your output. Think about that. If you spend your whole day telling yourself you're behind, your music feels rushed. If you spend your whole day telling yourself you're not enough, your ideas start shrinking. If you spend your whole day telling yourself nobody cares, eventually you stop caring too. That's how it works. The internal voice shapes the external thing. That's why protecting your mind matters. Not in some fluffy self-help way. Practically, operationally, creatively. Because your mind is the first studio. Before Logic, before FL, before SUNO, before the microphone, before the guitar, before the keyboard, before the bass. The first studio is your head. And what happens there determines everything. That's why solitude is strange. It can sharpen you, or it can eat you. Depends on what you feed it. That's the private conversation. That's the real Kodash producer. And whether you realize it or not, it's in every record you make. Every lyric, every melody, every risk, every omission, every hesitation. That voice is always there. The only real question is ... Who's producing who?
Oh, you showed up? That's adorable. Don't bring your hands together. Don't bother to clap. Extend that arm. Go ahead. Don't put your fist out. You get no dab, no love. I ain't being cruel. Just unusually factual. You've been schooled, strictly visual, no depth. I see what I see, I know what I know. Caption the universe, play back your show. You don't got time for me, I don't got time for you. Still, you talking reckless about the things I'm gonna do. Fascinating. I came in unannounced, just to reverse the curse. She said she hexed the room, I said it could be worse. Future built architect, the greatest. Vernacular refined, updated, latest. Place it on the throne, there's no debate, no lie. Snap a pic with your iPhone, I'll stand still, watch you try. Go ahead, try. Oh, I got you going. Yeah, she got you going. Yeah, I got your attention now. Look at me now. Yeah, I got you going. We about to throw down. I drew the line, you took the bait. Don't clap if you don't want to. I love the hate. Applause absorb any process of elimination. You don't make the cut, you see boats drifting on the sea. Lost soul, searching land I'll never reach. You don't even see your thoughts of what you preach. Lifesaver, lit, ignite, lifesaver, depleted. Talk about potential, but never completed. Tragic, now your ego softly seated. Sit down. Oh, I got you going. You feel it now. Yeah, I got your attention now. Look at me now. Yeah, I got you going. Don't act surprised. We about to throw down. I drew the line. You took the bait. Don't clap if you don't want to. I love the hate. Applause required, not no applause. I don't need you telling me I'm high. Don't need it. Applause required, not heap it. I self-validate the plot. I'll take it to the wire, set the whole place on fire. You ain't even reaching, no desire. No questions, no doubt, just vibes played out. If I said I came to get down, I should see these down, route to route. Hi, you wanna play? You wish. You've been grounded 17 days. Now what you saying? Spin it anyway. I'm speaking facts, you buffer and delay. Lagging. No audience, no approval, no applause. Necessary, 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 necessary. No panel, no judges, no scorecards, no score, no score. You still auditioning, I own the whole yard. You rehearse, I arrive, that's the difference. You chase trends, I define the existence. Define it, define it. Let's be clear, I don't compete, I replace. You need space, I erase and redesign the place. Minimal effort, maximum outcome. You still asking questions, I already done one. Done. You simulate waves, I actually move them. You quote what I said, I improve it. Remove it, there's level to tone. You ain't tuned to the pitch. I've been the frequency, you glitched in the switch. Glitch, glitch, confidence loud. That's cute for a second. Mind whisper quiet still shifts the direction. I don't raise voice, I raise standards instead. You raising your hand, I'm raising the dead. Of every idea that you thought was advanced, you looping the steps, I'm skipping the dance. Precision in motion, I don't even miss. You swing at the air, I rewrite the list. No need for applause, I don't measure in claps. You count in reactions, I'm building the maps. Infrastructure thinking, you stuck in the now. I move like already, you asking me how. By the time you decode it, I'm 3 moves ahead. You're reading the caption, I author what's said. No gimmicks, no look, no accidental rise. Just pattern recognition applied and you're fine, fine, fine. So keep your approval, it don't translate here. I don't need a crowd, I engineer fear, 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 fear. I drew the line, you took the bait. Don't clap if you don't want to. I love the hate. Applause required, nah, say it louder. I don't need you telling me I'm hot. Don't need it. Applause required, not never that. I define the final shot.
There's a thing Prince adore, at least a philosophy he lived by, has always stuck with me. Once the record was made, his job was done. That's heavy, not because it dismisses marketing, not because it ignores business, not because it pretends money doesn't matter. It's heavy because it puts the creative process in its proper place. The song is the work. Everything after that is distribution. That sounds simple, but most creators don't actually believe that. Most creators think the work isn't finished until it's accepted. That's different. That's dangerous. Because acceptance has nothing to do with completion. Completion is internal. Acceptance is external. And external things are unstable. You can finish a masterpiece and nobody notices. You can throw away something average that could have changed your life. You don't know. That's the gamble. That's the relationship. That's the agreement you make with art. You finish it without guarantees. That's brutal. And Prince understood that better than most. That's why he fought the machine so hard. When he wrote Slave on his face, that wasn't just rebellion. That was testimony. That was a creator visibly saying, I create faster than your system can process me. Think about that. A machine designed to monetize creativity being outrun by the creativity itself. That's rare. That's dangerous. That's freedom. And freedom makes systems nervous. Because systems like predictability, schedules, rollouts, release calendars, budget meetings, marketing plans, approval chains, timelines, they like order. Creativity doesn't care about order. It moves when it moves. It shows up when it wants. Sometimes at 3 a.m, sometimes in the shower, sometimes while driving, sometimes right in the middle of an argument. Creativity doesn't respect calendars. That's why creators struggled up, because business wants structure, art wants honesty, and honesty doesn't always arrive on time. That's the tension. That's the war. And modern creators feel that war even more. Now, because everything is immediate. The second you make something, you can upload it. The second you upload it, you can measure it. The second you measure it, you can judge it. That cycle happens so fast now that people confuse reaction with value. That's a mistake. A dangerous one. Because now people finish songs already imagining the reaction. How many streams will this get? Will people share this? Will this help me grow? Will this make me more relevant? That's not pure creation anymore. That's preloaded expectation. And expectation is one of the quickest ways to poison art. Because expectation edits. The thing before it has a chance to become itself. Think about how many songs die because of imagined reactions. How many hooks get softened because they feel too weird. How many lyrics get watered down because they feel too honest. How many ideas get abandoned because they don't feel marketable enough. That's not the audience doing that. That's you. That's you carrying the audience into the room before they were invited. Now your private conversation has extra chairs at the table. That's dangerous. Because art needs privacy first. It needs honesty before approval. It needs air before judgment. That's what Prince understood. Finish the thing. Tell the truth. Commit it. Move on. That's freedom. But creators hate that. Especially perfectionists. Perfectionism is one of the prettiest forms of fear. It looks responsible, sounds intelligent, feels disciplined, but a lot of the time, it's just fear dressed in expensive clothes. I'm tweaking. No, you're hiding. I'm refining. Maybe. Or maybe you're afraid. Afraid to let it be judged. Afraid to let it fail. Afraid to find out it wasn't what you thought it was. That's real. Because once it's released, it becomes evidence. Evidence of your taste. Evidence of your skill. Evidence of your growth. Evidence of your flaws. And some people would rather keep infinite potential alive than face finite reality. That's why hard drives are full. Unfinished songs. Version 1. Version 5. Version final and version final real final. That's fear with file management. And listen, I get it, because finishing means accepting imperfection. Every finished song is imperfect. Every one, even the classics. Go back and listen. There are weird mixes, strange frequencies, off notes, odd transitions, mistakes, things that probably drove the creators crazy. But what makes them timeless isn't perfection, it's commitment. The artist said, "This is it." That's bold. That's what makes something real. Look at Quincy Jones with Michael Jackson. Off the Wall, Thriller bad. Those records weren't endlessly floating around and almost... They were finished, decided, committed. Look at Teddy Riley. New Jack Swing didn't arrive with public approval first. He committed to a sound before the world knew it needed it. Look at Jack Antonoff. You hear his fingerprints immediately because he commits. He decides. That's the difference. The world cannot react to what you refuse to release. And that matters now more than ever because technology has tricked people into thinking infinite editing equals better art. It doesn't. It just creates more opportunities to doubt yourself. Back in the Tascam days, tape-forced decisions. Limited tracks, limited rewinds, limited chances. Commit, bounce, keep moving. Now, unlimited tracks, unlimited plugins, unlimited on those, unlimited save states, unlimited hesitation. That's the trade-off. Technology gave us freedom. Freedom gave us paralysis. Because now you can fix forever, but forever doesn't pay. Forever doesn't release. Forever doesn't get licensed. Forever doesn't get published. Forever doesn't get synced. Forever doesn't get heard. That's the tragedy. The unfinished song cannot feed you. The finished one might. That's the business. Lesson hidden inside the art lesson. Completion creates opportunity. Not perfection, completion. That's why Prince's philosophy matters now more than ever. Your job is the truth. The song. The record. The feeling. That's your lane. Everything after that: marketing, distribution, metadata, publishing, sync, business. That's a different machine. Yes, you have to engage with it. Yes, it matters. But none of it matters if the thing isn't finished. That's step one. Finish. And maybe one of the hardest things a creator ever has to tell themselves isn't this is perfect. Maybe it's something much simpler. This is enough. That sentence might save your career. Because enough gets released, enough gets heard, enough gets judged, enough gets placed, enough gets paid, enough keeps moving. Perfection sits still, and art was never meant to sit still. That's what Prince knew. Create, commit, release, repeat, simple, not easy, but simple. And maybe that's the hardest lesson of all. Not how to start, not how to create, but how to let go.
Sometimes love arrives without fanfare, without warning, and somehow you become home. The weather of my mind, or trace the crooked avenues of every doubt I find. But if I asked you honestly, what reflection do you see? Am I just a smaller echo singing in the same key? I could be a mirror image of a shadow passing by, but beside your kind of beauty, even daylight feels shy. Every color seems brighter, every burden feels light. You don't simply stand beside me, you make the horizon right. Turn the world around, round and round, sound by sound. Big dreams stealing little fears, trading doubt for better years. We can take a walk, laugh while we talk, and every glance you send my way feels like gratitude in motion. I can't walk this road alone, I won't travel without you. As high as the road leading me somewhere new, and every mile feels lighter whenever I'm with you. Higher, higher than before. As high as the road, higher, higher than before. Like two hands held together, though no prayer was ever said. Something sacred still exists in every word we left unsaid. Step by step without a map, no need to rush the distance. Bound together by invisible threads, stronger than persistence. The blinders may be on, yet somehow I can see there aren't enough languages for what you mean to me. I could spend forever gathering compliments and praise, still fall short describing how you brighten ordinary days. We can turn the world around, round and round, sound by sound. Leave the noise behind us, leave the restless crowd. Take my hand, stay a while, and let the future hear us smiling. As high as the road, yeah, it's carrying me past every version I was afraid to be. This love is wonderful, impossible to lose. I can't walk this road alone, I won't travel without you. As high as the road leading me somewhere new, and every mile feels lighter whenever I'm with you. Higher, higher than before. As high as the road, higher, higher than before. We could have forever and still ask for one more day. The past may pull behind us, the future pulls away. But right here in this moment, nothing needs repair. No conditions, no equations, just knowing that you're there. Stay with me. As high as the road, yeah, it's carrying me past every version I was afraid to be. This love is wonderful, impossible to lose. I can't walk this road alone, I won't travel without you. As high as the road leading me somewhere new, and every mile feels lighter whenever I'm with you. Higher, higher than before. As high as the road, as high as the road, I'll go wherever it goes, as long as it leads to you.
For most of music history, creating alone wasn't really the standard. That's one of the biggest myths modern creators tell themselves. We love the idea of singular genius. One person, one room, one vision, one masterpiece. That makes for great documentaries, great mythology, great storytelling, but it's usually incomplete. Behind most great records, there's infrastructure. Always take Quincy Jones. People speak about Quincy like he was some supernatural architect in many ways. He was, but Quincy wasn't alone. He worked with orchestras, writers, arrangers, engineers, session musicians, and artists. Entire ecosystems of talent. When he and Michael Jackson built Off the Wall, Thriller, and Bad, that wasn't just genius falling from the sky. That was chemistry, structure, leadership. Quincy didn't need to play every instrument. He didn't need to write every lyric. His gift was hearing the whole thing before it existed, and knowing exactly who belonged in the room. That's producing. And a lot of people misunderstand what producing really is. Producing isn't always making the beat. Sometimes, producing is organizing brilliance. That might be the highest form of it. Look at Sean Combs during the Bad Boy era. He had multiple rooms running at once, different producers, different writers, different sessions, that wasn't one man hunched over an MPC doing every snare and hi-hat. That was vision, direction, taste, delegation. He built a machine. The hitmen weren't just a team, they were extensions of a larger creative ecosystem. That matters. Because even giants need rooms. Even giants need people. Even giants need perspective. That's why Motown was so powerful. It wasn't one person. It was a system. Writers, producers, the Funk Brothers, arrangers, artists, a machine built to turn ideas into records. Smokey Robinson wasn't just making songs, he was helping shape emotional memory for generations. That's infrastructure, and infrastructure lasts. That's the thing. People get so obsessed with faces that they forget the invisible architecture behind the face. Sometimes the face is the product. Sometimes the machine is. And then something happened. Technology changed everything. It flattened the room. That's the best way to describe it. What used to require 10 people can now happen with one. That's insane. And I don't think people fully understand how revolutionary that really is. Back in the day, if you wanted to make a serious record, you needed access, studio access, equipment access, people access, time, money, space, tape, engineers, maybe somebody who knew somebody. There were gates everywhere. Physical gates. Now. Laptop.headphones.interface.software. Done. That's it. And even that list is shrinking. Now you don't even need a vocalist if you don't have one. You don't need a drummer, don't need a bassist, don't need an orchestra, don't need a mastering engineer. You have software, AI, session players, digital drummers, vocal generators, stem splitters, chord suggestion tools, arrangement, assistants, full production ecosystems sitting inside one machine. That's wild. You realize what that means? A person in a bedroom right now has access to more creative production power than entire professional studios had in the 1980s. Read that again. That's not exaggeration. That's fact. What Teddy Riley had to physically build with hardware and air. Racks now exist in plugins. What Quincy needed rooms for now fits on a desktop. What entire labels once controlled can now be owned by one independent person with Wi-Fi. That's a revolution. And revolutions make people uncomfortable. That's why every technological leap gets called cheating. Sampling was cheating, drum machines were cheating, auto-tune was cheating, Pro Tools was cheating, digital was cheating, streaming was cheating, now A is cheating. Funny how that works. Every new tool gets attacked until it becomes normal. That's human behavior. People only hate innovation when they didn't benefit from being early. And let's be honest, if calculators aren't cheating, why is AI? If GPS isn't cheating, why is software? If spell check isn't cheating, why is vocal correction? Tools are tools. That's all. The question isn't whether you use them. The question is what you're building with them. That's the whole conversation. Because tools don't replace taste. They never have. They never will. That's why Billie Eilish and Finneas O'Connell matter so much. Bedroom setup, minimal environment, massive emotional impact. Why? Because the technology didn't make the feeling, it just captured it. That's the difference. People confuse access with artistry. Access just gives you the opportunity. Artistry still has to come from somewhere deeper. Same with Jack Antonoff. You can hear him immediately. That's taste. That's identity. Same with Tommy Brown. Same with all the greats. Technology amplifies taste. It doesn't invent it. And that's where solo creators have to shift their thinking. Software's your team now. That's the truth.logic.fl studio.suno.udeo.ace.virtual. Session players, plugins, vocal tools. Mastering assistants. Reference. Analyzers. That's your room. The room got compressed. That's all what used to be 10 people. Might now be 1 person and 10 tools. That not fake. That's evolution. And evolution doesn't ask permission. It just happens. But here's the thing. With all this access, excuses start disappearing. That's the uncomfortable part. No more I can't afford studio time. No more I need a drummer. No more I need a singer. No more I need a producer. Maybe eventually. But to begin, no now. The biggest bottleneck is imagination. That's terrifying. Because when all the tools are sitting in front of you, and you still don't move, you can't blame the gate anymore. That's when you realize something ugly. The gate might have been inside you the whole time. That's a rough truth, but an important one. Technology leveled the playing field, not the outcome of the field. That means taste matters more now. Discipline matters more. Now, consistency matters more now. Identity matters more now. Because the room is open. The machine is yours. The question now isn't, can I make music? That question's dead. The question now is much harder. What am I going to build with? All this power. And maybe even deeper than that. Double quotes. What do I keep telling myself every time I sit down to use it? Because whatever that answer is, that's your real production team now.
Honey, I've already made my mind up. Ride or die devotion, that's where I reside. No questions to be asked, I'm ready for the task. Because I know you love me like that. So silly of me, darling, not to recognize the way you philosophize. Our futures and seaside skies, cruising down the coast, perhaps we'll buy a boat. Yeah, so fancy, innit? But what if I said all I crave is your time? I fell in love with your mind, and that's quite enough for me. You're my North Star sign, my perfectly timed design. Baby, no, if you're just up for me, I'll just up for you. You can be my baby. Quite like knowing, no secrets to disguise. We share that pride while the portfolio grows. You'll ever have to locate me, you know where to find them. Right by your side where I'll always be. You may then see finer taste, but my love's never waste. Heaven or hell, buy or sell, I scream my love for you. I listen, I'm the type of little John with the crown. I'm Philly in the posture, I know when I sound of strip a stirrer, but I sit T-car. You rev shake, still I ring a star. Oh, on a drill, I'm the image in the mirror. Stretch your mind quick, make the vision clearer. Accent touch like the great stage raw. Still gloves off, but I step on the floor. WDM damnation. I'm your rider, your flame, your start. Love, independent hustle, portfolio, startup. Rock, slick job, I'll clap back smarter. Mind sharp, heart pure, that's Scarter. That's my dawn, that's my one and only. Stack emission while we moving slowly. Philly swagger in a break this tone. Do it all in a deep groan. The throne, damn patient.
Ladylike behavior, never basic. Love calculated, never wasted. Confident, perfectly placed. Love so strong, harmony lays. We think it sexy, amnesia. We think it classy. I say all yours, I mean it fully. Soft lips with a boss ain't bully. Baby, love, you were just up for me. I'm just up for you. You can be baby, no. Limited mode on the show. Honey, or maybe no. Damnation.
Here's one of the hardest truths a creator has to accept. The music industry is not built around music. That sounds crazy at first, almost offensive. Like saying the restaurant business isn't built around food. But stay with me. The music industry uses music. It packages music. It monetizes music. It moves music. But what it really sells, what it has always sold, is attention. That's the product. Music is the vehicle. Attention is the currency. And once you understand that, a lot of things start making sense. Why mediocre songs blow up. Why brilliant songs disappear. Why talent alone isn't enough. Because talent does not guarantee attention. It never has. Attention is its own economy. It moves differently. It behaves differently. And it's expensive. Not just financially, psychologically, emotionally, strategically. People hear a hit song and think, man, this song is everywhere. What they don't think about is how much money was spent making sure it was everywhere. PR, marketing, playlist pitching, radio promotion, social media ads, rollout campaigns, visual content, merch touring, interviews, branding, press, kits, legal, distribution, publishing, administration, metadata, clearance. That's not art, that's infrastructure, that's business, and business costs. That's why when people say, why isn't my music moving? The first question isn't always, is it good? Sometimes the real question is, who's moving it? That's not disrespect. That's math. Because music does not magically travel. It gets pushed. That's what labels understood before everybody else. People love acting like labels are obsolete now. They're not. They changed. That's all. Their real power was never just talent discovery. It was amplification. They know how to point the spotlight. And spotlight changes everything. Because attention changes. Perception. That's one of the strangest psychological truths in music. Repetition creates familiarity. Familiarity creates comfort. Comfort creates preference. That's why you can hear a song 5 times and hate it, then hear it the sixth time and suddenly love it? It didn't change. Your relationship to it did. That's how radio worked. That's how playlists work. That's how TikTok works. That's how culture works. It's not always about quality. Sometimes it's about presence. That's uncomfortable. For artists, because we want fairness. We want meritocracy. We want to believe the best thing wins. Cute idea, not reality. The thing with the most attention usually wins, or at least gets heard first. That's why you can make the best song of your life and watch it sink into silence. Not because it's bad, because nobody saw it. That's the game. And this is where creators start telling themselves dangerous stories. If it was good enough, people would find it. No, that's fantasy. That's like opening a restaurant in the middle of the woods and saying, if the food is amazing, people will find me. Will they? Maybe not eventually. If somebody talks, if somebody posts, if somebody gets lost. But visibility matters. Location matters. Awareness. Music works the same way. That's why I always come back to the restaurant analogy. People don't realize how much music consumption behaves like habit. Most people go back to the same places, same playlists, same artists, same emotional meals, same comfort food. That's not random. That's routine, identity, familiarity. People eat emotionally. People listen emotionally too. That's why breaking into somebody's listening routine is harder than artists realize. You're not just asking them to hear something new. You're asking them to interrupt comfort. That's a bigger ask. And attention is finite. That's the real market. Music. Time. Focus. Bandwidth. That's why content exploded. Because now artists can't just make songs. Now they have to make moments, clips, reels, stories, hooks, personalities, faces. Behind, the, scenes, commentary, engagement. The song became part of the machine, instead of the whole machine. That's exhausting, and a lot of artists hate it, because they signed up to make music, not run a media company. Too bad. That's the reality now, or at least part of it. Look at Sean Combs. Before social media, he mastered attention, spectacle, energy, movement, presence. He didn't just sell records, he sold moments. Look at Prince. Mystery, scarcity, identity, attention. Look at Quincy Jones. Prestige, legacy, association, attention, different methods, same currency. And now, attention is democratized. Anybody can get it. That sounds beautiful, until you realize everybody is fighting for it. That's chaos. That's oversaturation. Hundreds of thousands of songs, hitting, streaming, every day. Infinite content, infinite competition, infinite noise. And when noise becomes infinite, clarity becomes survival. That's why branding matters. That's why consistency matters. That's why identity matters. People need to know what you are quickly, or at least feel it quickly. That's why catalog builders are so interesting to me, because they understand something most artists don't. One song can be missed, 100 songs, harder to ignore. A catalog is leverage. A catalog is inventory. A catalog is multiple doors into the same house. That changes everything. That's why sync licensing matters so much. Because sync doesn't care if you're famous, it cares if it fits. That's huge. Film.tv, .commercials, .games, .trailers, .background scenes, mood setting, emotion, matching. That's an entirely different economy. And in that economy, attention works backward. Instead of you chasing listeners, opportunity finds the song. That's powerful. That's why ownership matters. Publishing matters, organization matters. Because when opportunity knocks, chaos can't answer. And this is where the independent creator has to evolve. Stop thinking like a star. Start thinking like a supplier. That changes everything. Stars need constant attention. Suppliers need quality inventory. That's a much more sustainable model. And honestly, often more profitable. Because stars fade, catalogs pay. That's not glamorous, but it's real, and real pays better than glamorous most of the time. So when you're sitting there wondering why your music isn't moving, ask yourself something honest. Is it bad? Or is it unseen? Because those are completely different problems. One needs improvement, the other needs strategy. And knowing the difference might save you years. Because the music industry was never just about music. It's always been about attention. Music is simply how you ask for it.
Bow down, bow down, bow down, bow down.
Bow down to a god, step to a king. Bow down to a god, step to a king. Oh, this is the time I had to step off the throne. I put my crown down, I'm ready to fight. People talking greasy about this Lord the God, and you know that shit ain't right. System stunting, rebooting something maniacal is our scheme. Collecting souls when touch the blade. You're born, I'm clean, cut like no other. I'm down for my brother. You know that's gonna be my driving force. I keep my enemies by my side, diced up snake eyes, no remorse. This is the choice you make when you decide. You're the sign of the times. When I hold in my hand is the future. Don't you worry about mine. Bow down to a god, step to a king. Bow down to a god, step to a king. I can't even once before just to tell you again. Don't be mesmerized, hypnotized, my friend. This is how I really wanna get down. I'm just trying to find a new sound, trying to walk right down that road, trying to hear the story told. If you don't wanna be about my time, you don't even have to supply dreams, fantasies. I told you to bow down before me. Don't disrespect me, get down on your knees. I say I'm here with you every day. I say, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Bow down to a god, step to a king. Bow down to a god, step to a king. Flip it one time. a king. Bow down to a god. Step to a king.
What do I say?
Here's something nobody tells you early enough. You can love music and still be chasing the wrong role inside of it. That's a brutal thought, especially if you've spent years attaching your identity to one version of success. Most people enter music with a single picture in mind. The stage, the spotlight, the crowd, the applause, the fans singing the words back. That's the fantasy. That's the movie version. That's the image sold to us. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it's incomplete. Because music is not one career. It's a city, and most people only walk down one street. That's the mistake people say. I want to make it in music. Like that means one thing. What does that even mean? Make it how? As what? Singer, songwriter, producer, composer, arranger, mixer, publisher, licensing specialist, creative director, A&R, catalog owner. That's all music. But the industry conditioned people to think visibility equals success. That's the trap. Being seen is one form of success, not the only form. And honestly, not always the smartest one. Because visibility is expensive. Visibility needs maintenance. Visibility needs feeding. The machine is always hungry. Always feed me content. Feed me access. Feed me relevance. Feed me personality. Feed me your breakfast. Feed me your opinions. Feed me your private life. Feed me something. That machine never stops. And some people aren't built for that. Or worse, some people force themselves into it because they think they have to. That's dangerous. Because if your real gift is writing, but you keep forcing yourself into performing, you might spend 10 years miserable chasing the wrong version of your own talent. That happens all the time. Look at Julia Michaels. Before people knew her as an artist, her pen was everywhere. Hits, placements, songs you know by heart, songs you screamed in the car, songs you cried to, emotional blueprints built by someone you didn't even know yet. That's power. Look at Smokey Robinson. Entire generations shaped by his writing. Look at Finneas O'Connell. His architecture matters just as much as the spotlight surrounding Billie Eilish. That's what people miss. There are architects, and there are buildings. Both matter. But not everybody is supposed to be the building. Some people are blueprint people, and blueprint people eat too very well sometimes. That's the thing. There's money in the bones. That's what publishing is. The bones. The ownership of the thing before it gets dressed. That's why publishing matters so much. That's why songwriting. Credits matter. That's why producer points matter. Because if the song lives, you live with it. That's legacy. That's why creators need to start thinking bigger than the moment. A song is not just content, it's intellectual property. That phrase sounds boring until it starts paying you. Then suddenly, it sounds sexy. Intellectual property. That's the real asset. That's the thing that can outlive you. That's the thing that can work while you sleep. That's different than fame. Fame needs presence. Property needs ownership. Huge difference. That's why sync licensing fascinates me so much. Because sync doesn't care who you are. It cares what the song does. Can it create tension? Can it create romance? Can it create suspense? Can it create nostalgia? Can it create triumph? That's utility. That's a whole different way of thinking. And a lot of creators need that shift. Instead of asking, will this make me famous? Maybe ask, what job can this song do? That's smarter, because usefulness scales. A heartbreak song can fit a movie. A quirky record can fit a commercial. A moody instrumental can fit a crime show. A hopeful piano piece can fit an ad where somebody suddenly discovers their arthritis. Medicine changed their life. That's the game. That's utility. And utility pays. That's why catalog matters. Catalog is inventory. Inventory creates opportunity. The bigger the catalog, the more chances you have to solve somebody's need. That's why obsessing over one song for a year can be dangerous. That's emotional gambling. One horse, one race, bad odds. The catalog builder thinks differently. Build another, and another, and another. Stack, organize, own, pitch, repeat, sync. Quotes is not glamorous, but it's sustainable. And sustainability is the adult version of the dream. That's what nobody tells you. When you're young, you dream in moments. When you mature, you start dreaming in systems. That's evolution. That's why somebody like Jack Antonoff is fascinating. His taste itself has become valuable. His sound has become part of the product. That's next level. Not his face, his taste. That's where producers live. That's why Tommy Brown matters. That's why Teddy Riley matters. That's why Quincy matters. Taste scales. Taste builds worlds. And if you have it, protect it, refine it, market it, own it, but know where it belongs. That's the key. Because so much frustration in music comes from misalignment. A songwriter trying to be an artist trying to be a producer, a producer trying to be a personality trying to be an executive. None of that is impossible. But if it's not aligned with your natural center, it will drain you. And drained people quit. That's why the real question matters. What are you actually trying to be? Not what looks cool. Not what sounds impressive. Not what gets the most likes. What actually fits you. That answer can change everything. Because maybe you're not failing as an artist. Maybe you're succeeding as a songwriter and haven't accepted it yet. Maybe you're not struggling as a producer. Maybe you're building a sync catalog. Maybe you're not behind. Maybe you're in a lane. The public doesn't clap for loudly yet. And some of the best money in music lives there quietly. That's the thing. Not all success makes noise. Some of it deposits. That's a lesson worth learning. And maybe one of the smartest things you can ever tell yourself is this: I do not have to be famous to be valuable. That sentence right there can free a lot of people. Because once you understand your real role, you stop chasing someone else's. And that's when the work gets better. Because now you're building from truth, not fantasy. And truth always scales better.
Yeah. Yeah. No other part of you would do. It's just the truth, it's just you. I dreamt a dream that pulled me in. Saw the vision, throw right in. Took a chance to be
myself. Didn't try to be anyone else, and I was so cool. If combo means cool, yeah, you got that right. So just you tell me, can I hold your hand, if not forever, just for a little while? Can I hold your hand if I promise you we can walk in style? Yeah, we can. No eyes can help but look at you. No daydream here could ever do. They're all watching like we've got time. Every second you're still mine. You're mine and I belong to you. We paint the sky that's soft as blue. Where can we go to be alone? Leave it all behind, even our phone. No buzz, no rings. Can I hold your hand, if not forever, just for a little while? Can I hold your hand if I promise you we can walk in style, side by side? Somehow, someway, we got lucky and found our lane. Wasn't looking for love, but here we are. Anyway, no chase, no sign, just perfect timing. Feels like it was meant to be. Living life inside a fantasy. Once upon a time. Once upon a time. Can I hold your hand, if not forever, just for a little while? Can I hold your hand, yes, I promise you we can walk in style. You and me. Can I hold your hand, if not forever, just for today? Just today, just like this. Don't leave me. They all say that I'm okay. Do you swear that I look fine? Nothing here to kill me. Guess it's all inside my mind. No fever in my bloodstream. No countdown in my chest. No need to call the family. No need to wake my friend. Funny how it terrifies me, how I swore this had to be a deadly case of heartbreak wrapped up in anxiety. Paint my body in white linen and throw me out into the sea. Over something that once held me, now it's slowly burying me. Delusional, wishing hard so I won't see your face. Light me up, torch me down, crazy, ain't it strange? Sprinkle all my ashes where we used to hide away. Love can build a home inside you, then burn the whole thing down in flames. Self-diagnosis had me in that office thinking I was gonna die. Little did I know there was so much life left in supply. Told me get over it. Said it's not too low to get under. Should I ask for one more diagnosis? God, I have to wonder. I'm not suicidal, damn, I love this life, but my heart got so corrupted, breathing didn't feel right. I wrote it in my notebook like reporting breaking news. Depression front is moving in, tell me which umbrella to choose. Had me picking out my dress, wanna look pretty for the grave. Didn't even finish coffee, guess I missed my cream too late. Funny how the mind can break you, just the body into knots. Had no love left in my pocket.
I started hating all of mine. Wishing hard so I won't see your face. Light me up, torch me down. Crazy, ain't it strange? Scatter all my pieces in my favorite hiding place. Love can make you feel immortal, then convince you of your fate. Self-diagnosis had me in that office thinking I was gonna die. Little did I know there was so much life left in supply. Told me get over it. Said it sat too low to get under. Should've asked for one more diagnosis. God, I have to wonder. No more words for you. You deflated all my shine. Left a dagger in my backbone, twisted up my spine. No more songs for you. You stole my swing away. Now this melancholy melody is all I know to play. Why'd you stay? Self-diagnosis had me in that office thinking I was gonna die. Turns out love's a sickness that don't show up in the bloodline. Said to get over it, but it keeps pulling me under. Maybe I don't need another diagnosis. Maybe I just need to recover, 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 recover.
At the end of all this, after the songs, the sessions, the plugins, the uploads, the marketing plans, the metadata, the copyrights, the pitching, the syncopes, the followers, the silence, the wins and the losses, what you're really left with is story. That's it. The story you tell yourself about why you're doing any of this in the first place. And that story has to be strong. Stronger than rejection. Stronger than obscurity. Stronger than comparison. Because those things are coming, always. That's part of the contract. Nobody gets around it. Not Prince. Not Quincy Jones. Not Teddy Riley. Not Sean Combs. Not Jack Antonoff. Not Billie Eilish. Not anybody. They all had seasons where the world didn't understand their thing yet. That word matters. Yet. Because timing is part of this. And a lot of people quit too early because they confused not now with not ever. That's one of the most dangerous lies a creator can tell themselves, because sometimes the work is right. It's just early. Sometimes the room isn't ready. Sometimes the market hasn't caught up. Sometimes the right ears haven't heard it. That does not mean the thing is worthless. It means the timing hasn't married it. Yet, that's hard to accept. Especially now, because now everything feels immediate. Upload, wait, refresh, nothing. That silence can get loud, and silence tells stories too. Bad. Once, this must not be good. Maybe I'm wasting my time. Maybe I'm not enough. No. Silence is neutral. You assign the meaning. That's the trick. That's the power. That's why the story matters. Because if your internal story says silence equals failure, you will quit. But if your story says silence equals incubation, you keep building. Same reality, different interpretation, different outcome. That's the game. Artists live and die by those stories. That's why mythology matters. Not fake mythology. Personal mythology. The private belief system you build around your work, the reason you keep moving. Because let's be honest, ... logic alone does not sustain creativity. If it did, most people would stop. The numbers don't always make sense. The time investment definitely doesn't make sense. The emotional cost almost never makes sense. And yet, ... you keep going. Why? Because somewhere inside your story, you believe this matters. Maybe you can't prove it. Maybe you can't explain it. Maybe nobody around you fully understands it, but you feel it. And sometimes that has to be enough. Every great creator carries a myth. Prince believed he was tapped into something bigger than the industry. Quincy believed he could hear things before they existed. Teddy Riley believed rhythm could evolve. Puffy believed moments could become movements. Finneas believed intimacy could scale. Antonoff believed emotional specificity could become universal. Those were stories, beliefs, internal narratives. And here's what people miss. None of those stories were facts when they started. They became facts because they acted on them long enough. That's huge. You do not start with proof. You start with belief. Proof comes later. That's the order. But modern culture flips that. Now everybody wants proof first. How many streams? How many followers? What placements do you have? What label looked at you? What cosign do you have? That's all external proof. And external proof is seductive, because it feels like safety. But if you need proof to believe in yourself, you're renting confidence. That's dangerous, because rented confidence can be evicted. One flop, one bad release, one dry season, one rejection, gone. That's why internal belief has to be stronger, owned, not borrowed. That's the foundation. And this is where creators separate. Not by skill, not even by talent, by endurance. Who can keep telling themselves the right story long enough to survive? That's the race. That's why catalog builders fascinate me so much. Because a catalog is evidence of sustained belief. Nobody makes 100 songs by accident. Nobody builds 400 songs casually. That's not random. That's worldview. That's somebody saying over and over, this matters. Again, this matters. Again, this matters. Again, even. When nobody clapped. Even when nobody called. Even when nobody offered. That's belief at industrial scale. That's powerful. And people confuse that with obsession. Maybe it is, but obsession built everything. Cities, companies, albums, empires, obsessed. People shape the world. Balanced people usually maintain it. That's not criticism. That's history. And maybe creativity requires a little imbalancer, little irrationality, a little willingness to believe in something before it exists. That's what makes art possible. That's what makes invention possible. That's what makes legacy possible. And maybe that's the point of this whole episode. Not to tell yourself bigger lies, better ones, healthier ones, more useful ones. Instead of, I'm behind, maybe tell yourself, I'm building. Instead of nobody cares, maybe tell yourself, nobody knows yet. Instead of "this isn't enough," maybe tell yourself, "this is part of it." Instead of "I failed," maybe tell yourself, "I learned." Those aren't delusions. Those are survival tools. And survival matters, because if you survive long enough, you get another shot, another record, another pitch, another meeting, another opportunity. That's the gift of staying in motion. The story keeps changing, and the best part, you're still writing it. Not just the songs, the whole thing. The life, the career, the catalogue, the legacy. That's your story. Protect it, feed it, shape it carefully. Because eventually, ... you become whatever story you repeat the most. And that might be the most important thing you ever tell yourself.
What is there to do on a Wednesday night? Something about it feels just so right. No friends to kick it with, so I think I rock solo. Not trying to impress, but still, I'm fine, you know. Valet took my car, it's a little past 10. The club was packed, but they let me in. It's a new vibe when only you arrive. No one to slow you down, grab a seat, look around. Post it in the corner, back to the wall. Across from the DJ, they was jamming, y'all. Reflective was my perspective. Laser lights screaming. Disco ball, disco ball, disco ball. New sensation, pseudo vacation. Disco ball, disco ball, disco ball. I'm in chill mode, low-key, feeling nice. Tab not accumulating, only ordered twice. Any more than two, I don't need a car service. I'm not leaving my ride, my baby don't deserve this. Dancing in my seat, trying not to tear it down. Saw some cute girls I could meet, they asked if I was from around town. Posted in the corner, back to the wall. Across from the DJ, they was jamming, y'all. Reflective was my perspective. Laser lights screaming. Disco ball, disco ball, disco ball. New sensation, pseudo vacation. Disco ball, disco ball. Wednesday might be my new favorite day of the week. Everybody's talking, but it's quiet when I speak. DJ spinning, everything just right. Slipping into something, feeling alright. Can you say alright? Can you say yeah? Got me feeling alright. Can you say alright? Can you say yeah? Got me feeling alright. Posted in the corner, back to the wall. Across from the DJ, they was jamming, y'all. Reflective was my perspective. Laser lights screaming. Disco ball, disco ball, disco ball. New sensation, pseudo vacation. Disco ball, disco ball. Disco ball. Ooh.
So after all this, after talking about delusion, belief, isolation, finishing records, technology flattening the room, attention becoming currency, and understanding that maybe the career you're chasing isn't even the one you're built. For we end up exactly where we started. In the room, just you and that voice, that roommate in your head, still there, still talking, still doubting, still dreaming, still judging, still hoping, still pushing. And maybe that's the whole thing. Maybe creativity isn't really about talent the way people think it is. Maybe talent is just one ingredient. Maybe creativity is endurance. Maybe it's surviving your own mind long enough to finish the work, long enough to release it, long enough to let it be imperfect, long enough to let it be ignored, long enough to let it find its place. Because here's the truth nobody wants to hear. Most art does not arrive with applause. Most of it arrives in silence. Quiet uploads, quiet releases, quiet links, quiet hope, dot, and then dot dot dot, nothing dot at first. That silence breaks people, because they assume silence means failure. But silence doesn't mean failure. Silence just means the story isn't finished yet. That's all. And maybe that's one of the most important things you can ever tell yourself. The story isn't finished yet. Not because it sounds good, because it's true. Think about everyone we talked about today. Prince, Quincy Jones, Teddy Riley, Sean Combs, Smokey Robinson, Jack Antonoff, Julia Michaels, Tommy Brown, Billie Eilish, Finneas O'Connell. Every one of them told themselves something before the world. AGREEDTHAT's the common thread. Not fame, not money, not access, belief, private belief. The kind nobody sees, the kind nobody applauds, kind that happens in empty rooms. That's where all of this starts. Not on stage, not in meetings, not on streaming. In solitude, in thought, in private. That's why the things you tell yourself matter so much. Because eventually, you start living them. Tell yourself you're behind. And every day feels like a race you're losing. Tell yourself nobody cares. And eventually you stop caring too. Tell yourself you missed your chance. And you stop seeing the opportunities still standing in front of you. But tell yourself you're building different energy. Tell yourself you're learning different energy. Tell yourself you're early. Different energy to tell yourself your catalog is your legacy. Different energy. Tell yourself your value isn't dependent on applause. That one right there, that one changes everything. Because if you can separate your value from the volume of the room, you become dangerous, free, focused, consistent. And consistency is where real careers are built, not moments. Moments are beautiful. Moments are exciting. Moments are exciting. Moments are flashy. But systems survive. That's the difference. That's why one song does not define you. One flop does not define you. One missed placement does not define you. One ignored release does not define you. It's the pattern, the body of work, the accumulation, the evidence. That's the real story. That's the real career. And the crazy part, you're writing it right now. Every session, every melody, dot, every hook, every unfinished verse, every exported WAV, dot, every copyright form, every pitch email, every sync submission, every time you tell yourself, do one more. That counts. It all counts, even when nobody sees it. Especially when nobody sees it. That's where character gets built. That's where catalogs get built. That's where legacy begins, quietly. So maybe the question isn't why make music. Maybe the better question is, what do I keep telling myself that keeps me making it? That's the real question. Because the answer to that might explain your whole life. And if you're lucky, dot dot dot, your whole career to dot. Until next time, dot dot, protect your mind, protect your story. And above all, dot dot, be careful what you tell yourself. Because sooner or later, dot dot dot, you'll believe it. And whatever you believe long enough, dot dot, usually becomes the life you build. This is Willa May. And this has been Why Make Music, dot dot dot. Keep building, dot, peace, and be wild.
Voices in my head telling me go to bed. If I listen to what they said, I just might be dead. Not threatened, no, not lost, just led. Not that my life was threatened, not that I didn't know the way. But sometimes you lean into your dreaming, at least that's what people say. Take a journey into your psyche, like knocking at a door, no key. Peel back layers you've been hiding, and maybe you'll see me around the world, double betting on you slipping, losing my spot. So you keep on working, keep on proving you're still burning, still hot, still hot. Don't blink. Ego isn't better than golden brown. Ego isn't perpetuating the sound. Ego isn't how far you gonna take it, what degree. Ego isn't the mirror staring back and it wants to be me. Golden, golden, ego, 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 go, go. Golden, ego, golden, ego, 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 go, go. Golden, golden, ego, 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 go, go. Golden, ego, golden, ego, ego. Now tell me, girl, did you come to dance? Tell the truth, did you come for the chance? Party your night, party your day. Tell me how you love, tell me how you get paid. Never seen nobody with skin like yours. Meet me, shut the windows, lock the doors. Tell me, are you the key to my mind? Philosophies cute, but undefined. If I wake up out this dream I'm having, what you gonna do? Laugh while I'm crashing. We gotta keep moving, never stop. Don't make me leave it, don't call the cops. Keep moving, never stop. Ego isn't better than golden brown. Ego isn't perpetuating the sound. Ego isn't how far you gonna take it, what degree. Ego isn't the mirror staring back and it wants to be me. Yeah, it wants to be me. Every other word is I love you, I need you, falling down. That kind of spin that flips a frown, turns the whole damn thing around. Stand up toy, don't ever let go. Play me once, down your wall, already know. WDM and damnation, say it slow, low, low, low. WWWW damnation. 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 Voices in my head telling me go to bed. If I listen to what they said, I just might be dead. My life is fake, everything can know to wear. But sometimes you give in to the dream, that's the price you pay. Ego isn't